All right, so we are here in the home now with Montana. Okay, she's on this bed. This is our raised bed that we told you about. Okay, now as she is on the raised bed, we like the raised beds for a reason because they're up off the ground and it's very obvious when the dogs are on them and when they're off of them. Okay, as we get onto the bed, we want the bed to become Montana's new favorite place in the whole world. Okay, if she's not right at our side, she's on her bed, and this is the best place on earth, right? For right now, I'm going to take the leash. I took it off her nose. I'm just going to leave it on around her neck so that if she gets off, I have something I can use to help bring her back onto the bed. Okay, right now, as we get onto the bed, I'm just going to give her a good rub down. Okay, this is a great time to get to know your dog a little better. I'm going to go through and say, hey, did we get anything on our paws? How are they looking after that walk we just did? Is this paw okay? Is this paw okay? All the paws. This is making sure we can touch all those paws. We can touch her legs. Okay, we can touch her tail. Okay, we can touch her nose. Okay, under her chin. Okay, this is a great time for us just to kind of spend that quality time and get to know her a little bit. Check her over so we can get to know what she looks like, what she likes, and also just to give her some good physical contact and praise and affection. Okay, this is how she's going to know this is the best place ever, is because this is where we're going to give her lots of that affection. We're going to rub on her. We're going to love on her. We're going to massage that spot where that new leash went on her nose. Okay, and we're just going to give her lots of love and attention here to help reinforce that happy place that this is going to be. Okay? And then, Ollie, could you do me a favor and go turn off that radio? Yeah. And then as we get up, okay, I'm going to get up, and as we start doing this at the very beginning, we're just going to do some small circles around the bed. What I'm doing is I'm just setting up a little bit of a perimeter, and I'm just going back and forth, okay, saying, you're on the bed. I'm not literally saying it, but with my body language, I'm saying, this is your happy place. I'm just doing a patrolling circle here, and I'm slowly getting farther and farther away from her on the bed, okay? So I'm going to do these circles, back and forth, until I feel like she's relaxed. I love that she's laid down here. I love that she is in that nice laid, relaxed position. What we want her to do is we want her to be in a sitting or laying position. Either one of those two things is fine. As long as she is in a sitting or laying position, we are going to let her alone and just let her be calm, cool, and collected there on the bed. Okay, so that's the goal. Just like on the leash, we wanted her to find that calm, cool, happy space next to us at our heel, and that heel position at our side. And now we want her to find it on the bed. Okay, so she's not allowed to get off the bed. Okay, and as time goes on, we're going to start adding in temptations and things like that, which we'll show you as it goes. But for right now, we want it to be as low key as possible. You can see my dogs are still outside the window right there. I closed her window here. Where is it? Right there. I closed her window so she can't watch the dogs necessarily. Okay, or they're not there teasing her through the window. But I just want her to stay calm, cool, and collected on that bed. So we went for a walk. Okay, she had some free playing time this morning before I started them. They were out in the yard playing with the other dogs. And then I took her on the walk. Now we're doing the bed. Okay, this is the bed training. So the bed training is very much that, what's the word? Impulse control. It's very much that impulse control building. Okay, she's there on the bed. I'm not next to her. I'm not holding on to her. I'm not telling her what to do. She is practicing that impulse control, right? She is choosing to stay in that calm, cool, collected behavior or setting or body position, in that sitting or laying position. Okay, she's choosing to do that. She could be choosing to get up off that bed. She could be choosing to walk around the house. She could be choosing to go see what the dogs are doing outside that window. She could be choosing to see what my kids are doing over here on the other side. She could be choosing to come over here by me, okay, or roam home, or a million other things, right? But she's choosing to stay on that bed, and that's what we want to help her learn. Okay, is that on the bed there is the happiest place for her to be. So to do that, if she'll get off, I'll show you. She did get off once, and I had to correct her. We're going to use body language, okay, to correct this. Okay, we're going to use body language and body distance pressure. On the leash, we have that contact pressure, physical contact through the leash. Okay, and on the bed, we're going to use distance pressure. So we're going to try not to touch her. We're just going to get in front of her, if that makes sense. So if the camera were the dog and the camera got off its bed, I would get directly in front of the bed. okay? And I would just stand as close as needed, okay, face to face, right in front of her face, and I would stay there until she puts that bum back down, and then I would turn and walk away, okay? Because I can't get her to show it to us. It's kind of hard to show. Maybe we'll get there. We'll let you see it in one of the videos with her or her brother as we get her brother started as well. So that's the kind of the idea. But now at this time, I don't have to stand here and watch her. The goal is not to stand here and watch her and be like ready for her every second. At the very beginning, it might be that way a little bit because she's going to get off and on and off and on. But now I need something else to do, right? So I purposely left all the dishes out in the kitchen. I purposely left me some work to do. That way I can just go about my daily life here in the home. I do not want to leave the room unless I feel like I could do so and come back and she still be there and her not get up and wander around, okay? So I don't want to go out of the room too much. I might because she's doing really good, right? And as long as she continues that way, I'm okay with it. But if I leave and she gets off the bed, then she's going to learn, oh, when she leaves, I can get off and it's okay, which we don't want her to learn. So we always want to keep eyes on her so I can step out and step in as long as I think she's not going to do anything in that time frame that I come back. If she did get off while I was stepping out and stepping back in, okay, then I would correct that and put her back on the bed. And to do that, we're just going to use the leash, okay, or we can kind of hurt her with our body language. And we're going to get her back on the bed, and then we're going to use that body pressure that we'll talk about, and I'll show you if I can get her to do anything. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of a distraction to see if we can get her to move. Knocking on the door, opening a door, come on in, welcome. Okay, stepping around. Okay, I'm going to get her a little bit excited. I'm going to get some food over here, getting some pots and pans. Move something around, do some whistling. Okay, got some things. Okay, so I'm just gonna go about my daily life, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the house, doing whatever I need to do, and we're gonna go through and correct that behavior if we can get her to show it to us. Here, I got off the vacuum, so there she got off her bed. Okay, and I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna grab that leash, I'm gonna pull her back onto the bed, I'm gonna get in front of her face, she put that bum down, and I'm gonna walk away. Okay? There we go. So I'm just gonna come over here, I'm gonna turn my vacuum on again. I'm gonna vacuum a little bit. Okay, vacuuming, okay, vacuuming the house. I'm just doing my regular daily chores. I'm not worried about her, she got up. Am I correct? By using that body language, then I'm going to go back to whatever I was doing. Vacuuming, vacuuming. I want her to know that she's safe on that bed. So because she's nervous at this vacuum, I'm not going to go near her right at first. I'm just going to vacuum around. Sit in that perimeter. Okay, I love that she's there. I'm going to let her know that I can get close to that bed. When she got off, I'm not going to chase her with the vacuum, but I'm not going to let it go away. Lift, get in front of her. If I didn't have to grab that leash, I wouldn't. Okay, got in front of her face, moving on. Get my vacuum again, moving around. Yeah, so we don't want the scary object to chase her. Okay, we want it to be present and it can't go away until she gives us a proper response, until she goes calm, cool, and collected. There, so she's doing really good here, right? She laid back down. I'm going to turn the vacuum off because when she's calm and relaxed, scary things will go away. And when she's calm and relaxed, that's when things get happier. So she's calm and relaxed. I'm going to give her that little bit of love and attention and reinforce to her that she's doing a good job. Okay, I can love on her as long as she's being good over here. I can come over here and love on her all I want. I can sit on here with her. I can love on her. I'm going to praise her with some good girls. Okay, and then I'm going to move back on with my day. Okay, so I'm going to continue to vacuum. I'm going to continue to clean. And I'm going to continue to do all those other things that I need to do around the house, while keeping a close eye on her so that if she needs my help and if she needs me to correct her, I can do that. Okay, so again, while we're in the home, she used to be on the bed, okay, sitting or laying. As long as her bum's down on the ground, that will work. Okay, she gets up, she stands up, she steps off, we're going to correct her. We're going to use that body language, that body pressure. Okay, not touching her if we can. I'm not grabbing that leash if we can, but just getting right in front of her face. Okay, until she sits down, okay, and eventually that'll build to a point where we can kind of give her the look like your mom gives you when you did something in trouble, okay, or whatever the case might be, like, oh, I'm going to give you the look from across the room, and the dog's like, oh, right, I'm not supposed to stand up, I'm gonna sit back down and be calm and relaxed. That's the goal here, that we don't actually have to say anything. We can just kind of look at them and be like, all right, you know better, right? Giving them the eye, okay? Give them that little look across the hall, and then be like, all right, I'm supposed to not stand up. I'm supposed to sit down and relax. I'm safe here. I'm happy here. And that's what we're gonna build. We're trying to build a safe, happy place here on the bed so that they're 100% comfortable there. That's their go-to spot. So whenever they get stressed or worried or frustrated or whatever, even if it's way down the road, they know they can go onto that bed and be happy about it and be safe. Okay, so we're building a safe, happy place for them on that bed, and that's where we're gonna go. So we're gonna practice here. We could spend 3 to 5 hours here. Okay, she could spend all the time in the world as long as I'm here being attentive to her on that bed. Now, if I have to leave, let's say to go to the neighbor's house, or I've got to go with the mail, or I've got to go to the other room, or I've got to go work on something in the office, which is somewhere else. Okay, whatever the case might be, if I am no longer able to sit here, or not sit here, but to be in the same area and to keep a close eye on her, then I'm gonna put her into reflection, okay? And that is just into a closed space, okay? We use our laundry room, so we're just gonna put her there. We're gonna close the door, so there's no options. She can't go anywhere. She's just in a closed space. It's not really a play space. There's no toys in there. We just want her to kind of relax and soak it all in. And the idea behind that is like us, if we were at school for a hard day or a really hard day at work, we did a big presentation or something, and it was something that mentally took a lot of effort for us, okay, which this is for her. This is very much a mental exercise. She's just sitting there, but mentally she's choosing not to get off. Mentally she's choosing just to stay calm, cool, and collected. Okay, after that intense mental exercise that we're practicing here, if we just went straight out and we did something fun and we went out to play and we just kind of let it all blow away, okay, it wouldn't sink in as well. But if we went in to our space, which is usually a bedroom or somewhere, or sitting on the couch, and we kind of just like thought about how the day went, what we did good, what went well, what worked, what didn't work, and we just had that little bit of self-reflection time for all of this to soak in really well, then it'll kind of sink in a little deeper. It kind of makes more sense and it stays with them a little bit longer. So after here on the bed, we'll put her in the laundry room and she'll be able to do that self-reflection and kind of just soak it all in and kind of really let it all stick into her mind so that it stays with us for longer here. So those are the 4 steps, or the three stages of the training, or steps for the training is playtime. So they get their wiggles out, they get some running out, some of that extra energy out. Mental training on the walk, okay, where we have that physical connection through the leash. And the third one is non-physical connection, okay, self-impulse control here. Well, they're not connected to us on the bed, okay, and she's learning that happy place there on the bed, and then she's gonna go to that reflection space to let it all soak in for the day. And we're gonna keep that cycle consistent. We're gonna follow those steps as we go throughout the day here. We'll try to get in 3 rounds of it today, and we will just keep practicing. So there is no time frame for any of these. The times can vary, but we just wanna keep that consistent rotation of steps as we go. So we'll get her finished up here in a little bit, and then I'll go grab the other dog, and I forget his name off the top of my head, but I will learn it and we'll get going from there.